I made a post yesterday about how I've been seeing bullying in the autistic community towards some lower support needs creators. And unfortunately, I had to take the post down because my wording meant that I did not get my point across correctly. So this is an attempt at explaining the reasoning for my post and why I said what I said. And this is also me acknowledging that my wording was not good enough and it shouldn't have been posted in that way. So the backstory to my post is that I saw some really awful, vile comments towards Ellie Middleton on some Stitch-style videos, commenting on her looks, on her family, just some really awful personal things that human beings should not say to other human beings. And despite the controversy that she has gone under recently, I, as a human being, do not believe that anybody has a right to attack somebody based on those personal things like that. So I made a post about it, and I didn't actually mention any creators' names in the post, but there are a few things I'd seen recently of literal harassment and verbal abuse towards people. And the entire point of my post was that just because somebody shares misinformation doesn't give you a right to then verbally abuse them and bring up things that are so personal to them and start attacking their looks. And whilst the majority of the comment section agreed with me, there were a few people who had, because of my poor wording, taken what I had said as basically that we shouldn't call creators out, when actually my point wasn't that we shouldn't call creators out, and that is not what I was describing as bullying and hateful. What I was describing as bullying and hateful was genuine, vile comments that I'd seen about Ellie Middleton's looks and other things like this that you just do not go for, and that a creator sharing misinformation does not warrant this kind of abuse towards them. Unfortunately, with the way that I worded my post, it seemed like I was saying that medium support needs to high support needs people have been bullying lower support needs autistic people, and it's all going on the internet. But actually, I was just trying to comment on some situations that I've seen with my own eyes recently of people being just verbally attacked. It was never about calling people out and asking people to take accountability. It was never about that. This was about bullying from one human being to another human being on personal things, and how that is not a valid response to somebody making a mistake or sharing misinformation. I'm of course so sorry to anybody who I did offend with the wording of my post, which is why I took it down. I'm someone that is really willing to be educated and to listen and to change my ways of thinking and to change my behaviour if it's going to upset people or if it's wrong. But I'm not willing to have people argue against me, against my truth, tell me that what I've seen isn't true. On multiple of my viral TikTok posts, I have had other autistic people coming for me, telling me that I should be able to work, literally being ableist towards me because they have higher support needs than me and can work. And I am actually allowed to share my experience and share my frustration at things like this, which is why I put on my story yesterday that I'm not going to be silenced by other autistic people and have my experiences invalidated, especially when my whole life I've had my experiences invalidated by neurotypical people. I was genuinely open to conversation and discussion around my post, and I saw that the wording was not good at all. But I'm not going to try to reason with people that are completely invalidating my experience as another autistic person. It's not okay. You don't get to deny somebody else's truth, and if you think that somebody is misinformed, then that's totally fine. You can educate them on that, but you do not get to tell somebody that their experience doesn't exist or what they saw or heard didn't happen. And I see a lot of people trying to educate people when actually they're just coming from a place of malice, trying to tear people down. And when there are people like me who are genuinely curious and want to learn more and want to make sure we're showing up in the best way possible, completely shutting down somebody else's experiences and not listening to them is not how you have an adult conversation. You don't have to agree with somebody's points that they give you, but you also don't get to tell somebody that their truth isn't real. It was clear to a majority of people that I made the post because I had seen some terrible behaviour from some humans to some other humans on the internet, and my wording was not good. But when I try to reason with people in the comments and explain why I posted the post, and I guess what I'm getting at here is if you want people to listen to you, then don't come at them being so defensive and so rude, denying their experiences that they are telling you they have felt or gone through on this earth. That isn't how you get people to listen. And that's why I know that a lot of these people are actually coming from a place of malice, because if they actually wanted to have a discussion with you and try to change your point of view, then they would also listen to your point of view. But they don't do that. I literally hate the idea of somebody not feeling included because of me or feeling invalidated by my post, which is why I'm so open to hearing feedback from people. But again, I will not be walked all over and treated like a doormat in my own comment section, in the own community space that I've built. And if you're going to invalidate my truth and my experience, you will also get blocked. So to summarise, I'm genuinely sorry to anybody that I offended with the wording of my post yesterday, and I'll of course try to word things better in the future. I still stand by my point that creators do not deserve to be targeted on their looks or personal things because they shared some misinformation. And finally, if you want somebody to listen to what you're saying, don't completely shut down and disregard their experience. That is not how humans connect and understand and learn from each other and listen to each other. It's not right.